A building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League. This is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started, and we're off from Arrowhead. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action in this game. So their offense out now to get this game started.
Yellow.
It's 1st and 10.
Hey, 57 colors, 57
The
colors.
Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
I don't need to. 15. 15. Watch out.
Drive begins for a run by Pacheco. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Watch out.
I love this. Tight end getting the run. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They send a man in motion. A first down carry for Pacheco. And he's brought down for a loss.
Attack, get on the goal.
Offense in the hurry up here.
15. Watch out.
A 2nd down run by Pacheco. Good little whip there. Looks like about 6. Brought down by
we're good.
Douglas.
15.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
15. Watch out.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. Rolling left, buying some time. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way. We need to see a quarterback evade the pressure and get that first down anyway.
Yellow. Watch out.
Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk.
Yellow!
It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Hey, 57. Hey, yellow, hey, go going. Attack. Watch out.
Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. As his man, it's Pacheco. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Good opening drive to this point. They've got another first down at the 34.
Easy. Hey, 43, 15. Watch out.
Running right is Pacheco. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Kaiir Elam getting there for the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Yellow.
Right back to Buechele. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. 7 yards on the run. That sets up an easily attainable 3rd and 1. About set for the second quarter. Chiefs football here.
Yellow.
They're moving it well, but now face a 3rd and
What's that?
short. It's Buechele again. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They are now set for 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion.
Hey, rip list. Outside.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Yellow. .43. What's that?
Right up the gut. And he's caught behind the line for a
Rolling.
loss.
Hey, 43.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. So Buffalo's going to call it 2nd timeout. They're down to their final 1 in this half. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down.
Fight on these two. Yellow.
Motioning one of the tight
Outside.
ends. He's on the move. Throwing the out complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9.
You can earn your money in the NFL. Ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
So on 4th down, the Chiefs field goal unit and Harrison Butker headed out. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Up and good from Blankenship. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Samuel now to return it. And he's out a little short of the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Warriors 70. Here we go.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. This is complete to Dawson Knox. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play.
ready.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Ready. Hut.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Chased out to his right. Now he takes it. He's got Khalil Shakir. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Penalty not helping their cause for this 3rd down.
Ready. Hut, hut.
He'll throw it. Left side, that's there, caught. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills get some late points and the lead. It's a James Cook touchdown.
Set. Set, go.
He's throwing for it. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Justin Reed has the INT. Well, he looked maybe a little unsure of the call, Brock, and that 2-point try unraveled out there.
Or maybe they were just surprised by the look this defense came out in. Either way, unfortunately, not a whole lot you can do once that ball snapped. Got to find some way to make that call work.
Bass now to kick this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Line, right. Hey, 43. Watch out.
Gives it Buechele to start the drive. Breaks the tackle, still going. Has room down the left sideline. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs get some late points and the lead. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Samuel now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. That's complete inside the 35.
Set up.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Cowboy 80. Come back, team. Come back. Go. 70 Timberwolves.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Escapes the pocket. Escapes his grasp.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, and you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Set. Ready, ready.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Pass it at the 7. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Let's go now. Go.
Working inside the red zone. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills take the lead just before halftime. Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills push their lead to 3. return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Seconds remain in our opening half.
Yellow.
Let's see what they do with it.
Attack, attack! Come back! Hey, 15, 15, 15! 15, 15! My God!
First and 10, it's Mahomes. Buys time, rolling right. He's going to keep this down. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Nice spot here for the offense. It's second and 1.
Yellow! Hey, 57! Watch out!
From the 39. Flush down now to his left. The pass caught by his tight end. And they'll make the stop up at the 46. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Yellow. Hero 15! Fire down these two, fire down these two. Shine!
Looking to throw. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it.
Why so serious? I'm supposed to be impressed. Please. Whether they win or lose, I'm supposed to be impressed by that. Show me you can run the ball against any front. Congratulations. That's impressive. You quit. Quit when the going got tough. Never quit in 23 years playing online. I don't think I even ran the ball once. Maybe once. Maybe twice.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And off we go from Seattle. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Andy.
And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing is Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
They snap it to Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield. The 45 before going out. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Now it's Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly, and you definitely don't want to throw it too late, and that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
There we go, sit on it. Line. Come on, shot.
Now Gino. He's going to get this complete here to lock it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st?
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Throwing now is Gino. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant from 6 yards away. And
like I said, guys, I'm supposed to be impressed by any of that.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Buechele looking to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing Buechele. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced
Here we go, guys. Look at how quick I'm going.
Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Buechele to throw. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able
Not
to
really a
get
great
the third
play
down
call, but I make it work with Reed.
Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Motion man is Shakir. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
Here we go, guys. Try hard scum. I always say every game, what kind of try hard scum are we getting now?
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
On the double. Ready. Hawk 70. Ready.
They run for the first time with James Cook. Gets around him, and he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Good yardage there on first down.
So if a player runs the ball against somebody, that's supposed to be impressive.
If they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
2 yards to go, second down.
Come on, set.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 2nd and a couple.
I never go goal line on defense. They're at a disadvantage.
60 evil.
Buechele. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He'll lose a yard.
See how they switched their responsibilities, guys, with man and cover 0? You see that?
Play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
That's supposed to be impressive.
16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Motion man is Shakir. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown! Dalton Kincaid. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Bills are an extra point away from drawing level.
Is that also supposed to be impressive?
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
If I play like that, guys, every single game, I wouldn't be impressed.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now the Bills will take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second and 16. Now Smith. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
Like I said, guys, they know where they're going. Another quit. Lazy. They know where they're going before the play even starts. Guys, that's 2 quits in a row from my opponents who had a lead in the game. You tell me.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started, and away we go at the link. This will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Push.
First play, Murray's letting it rip. Makes the connection to James Conner. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Let's go.
Offense up to the line fast.
Come back.
No running here. It's James Conner. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Hey. Whoa.
Here's an option play to the left. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Oh, what? Two.
First down carry for Conner. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Every player, guys, every player looks like they need to run the ball.
Run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
On the gun, it's Murray. An all-around tough play for him. Took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw, but it's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Rookie. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up.
Look at what happens when they don't run the ball and you stop 1 or 2 crossers. It's every man play.
And now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin. Because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
They kick the running back in motion. On 4th down, here's Murray. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession.
Is it going to be a quick third straight quit? First quarter, first half. Is it going to be 3 straight quits in the first quarter, first half?
About challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10.
Go.
They'll throw to begin this drive. He's got this complete to James Cook. And he's out of bounds after getting across the 45. 1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Let's go now. Huh. Ready.
Play action on 1st down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. Dalton Kincaid with a touchdown.
Guys, you know if I'm on autopilot, this ain't happening. I'm not going to my favorite plays. I'm not going to my plays. I'm not going to my bag of plays. I'm not reading this defense. I'm going quick on offense. Not matching up defensively. Right?
Bass now to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
I mean, I have to say things like, oh, it's going to be the 3rd straight quit if he quits. Or I have to say, I never quit a game in 23 years playing online. It's true, but I say it so players don't quit. Or I used to give them a little incentive. I would say, if you don't quit, I'll let you come back and win. Like, it's that bad.
1st and 10 now from the 30. from the gun. Here's Murray. On the move, hit it right. Murray's there, trying to throw. And they finally bring him down. But that is
Look at how they're playing on that play. What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what football that is. Are we playing NFL Street?
So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to the link right after this. Back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Cardinals football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. And he's brought down for a loss.
Talk to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time. And they also
Give me another play I don't use. Next.
It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet. Have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Escapes out to the left. He pushes this down to the 22-yard line. 16 yards on
Give me another play I don't use. Next.
first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Come back. 2-2, what?
Murray here on first down. Toward the sideline and caught by Wilson. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 19. Someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Matt Milano pick it up. And the Bills take possession of the football. Will Brock early opportunity here inside.
Blindly. I say every player throws it blindly.
After that interception.
Yeah, no question, Kate. You expect that this won't be their last chance or the last time they get in the red zone. This will, or at least should.
Their heart's racing. They're not getting what they want. So their heart races. All of a sudden, they can't make the game easy anymore.
And most importantly, going to try to identify what happened so it doesn't happen again.
18 Cardinal.
First down of the game for James Cook. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
And they think it's trash talk when I tell them, oh, you're lazy.
2-minute warning now from the lake.
You know, you play scared.
Bills trying to make some noise before halftime.
Need to look for easy free releases by running backs and tight ends. Need to use certain formations.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Forced out to his right. Connection made with his back. Downfield. And he flips the field for that before being taken down.
Here we go.
Thinking touchdown
19,
here.
Tiger, 19,
We've got
Tiger.
1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Like I said, I can see your user. Everybody can see your user after the snap. Don't play like that against me. That should be... I have a list of 5 things not to do against me. It was 6. Now it's 7. 7 things not to do against me. 1, don't use a rush. 2, don't audible constantly before the snap because I won't let you set. If I feel like it, I won't let you set, and I'll beat you for a big player touchdown. 3, don't lag switch me. Don't audible constantly because I'll beat you for a big player touchdown. Let's see. 3, don't talk on your mic and make it make it obvious. I earn the right to talk whether I win or lose because I'm the only real player. I'm not resulting to what they do on offense or defense. or once again, for, let's see, don't be putting out like cover zeros or goal line defenses because that will piss me off. 5, what's the other one? Don't be crazy with your user like that because I'll take advantage of that. 6 and 6. Oh yeah, don't celebrate. Make it obvious. Celebrate. I don't celebrate, so don't make it obvious. Can't remember. There's 1 or 2 more. Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah. Difference between me and them is that's their first or second, that's my fourth or fifth read on the play. Whether I read the whole defense playing back or go through every individual read. Didn't know what wide receiver it was. If it was Harrison, I'm batting it down. Didn't know the situation in the game. Like I said, I wasn't talking, so doesn't matter if I talk or not. Didn't know if I roll out here or look for something. And why do I say that? Because now they're going to play for a field goal. They got 2 timeouts, but wow. Like I said, guys, do you know me? Do you know I never said somebody sucks or is trash ever? If you look at my thousands of games on my YouTube channel, hundreds of games, thousands of games, wherever it might be, I never said it in my 23 years of playing online. Every single player that has a chance will tell you that. There's no such thing. It's about experience and inexperience. It's about what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. I'm up 14-0, but I'm not exploiting the game. I'm not, trying out here either. But they think that's trash talk. Oh, if you're not trying, you're trashing me. For a tight end here. I read the tight ends. I read the post by the outside by Harrison, and I read any tight end going out. Oh boy, oh buddy, come on, kick a field goal. You need to trust yourself. Trust your defense. Don't just think, oh well, he's gonna get the ball in the second half. Kick the field goal. Even I'm kicking the field goal right here. Well, no, I'm not because these are meaningless games. So these are meaningless games. Now, after your opponent calls a timeout, you better kick a field goal now. It'll take a miracle right now for you to score. Be smart. You're trying to win these games, so be smart. I'm not. Let me tell you, if I'm on autopilot, I'm not doing anything with my user. I'm not looking for routes deep. I'm not looking because defensively, you have to think like you're on offense. You have to think, okay, which routes are running deep here? Which routes are going to run down the middle, deep down the middle? Which routes are coming back? Which routes are going deep? You got to think about all that as a user. And then you leave the ones that you know aren't going to score when they're rolling out with their quarterback. You leave the ones that aren't going to score, right, that would have to catch and run like 10, 15 yards for a touchdown. Leave those alone and just look for the ones that are deeper. So you basically eliminate half of the routes or even more than that in that type of situation, right? Does that have anything to do with stick skills? Oh, I got stick skills. My stick skills are king. Like, don't need stick skills. Am I up 14-0 because of stick skills? No. Play call, reading the defense, reading your matching up defensively, reading your offensive players. You're basically reading your offensive players play without the play art. From the play call screen, you can see their formation, their set, their personnel, all that. All that matters. That's very important. Like I said, I tell you guys when I'm playing lazy. Play lazy right there. They're playing that 4-6. Are you seriously? They're playing that 4-3-6-1. They were playing that 4-3-6-1 defense. Why is that a bad play? Well, that's a play like how other players use, where you're just staring at down. Oh, we're staring at down. We're staring at down, because we know nothing else is going to be open on the play. Staring it down, staring it down. Why do I like it though? They're using a 4-3, which means what? Linebackers are in coverage underneath. Which means what? They're not so great in the zone. See, that's high level right there. That's high level. If I'm not reading the front, I don't know if it's a 3-3-5. I don't know if it's a 3-3. I don't know if it's a dime, quarter. I don't know anything. Like I said, that matters. Didn't know what route he had. He almost got lucky with a pick because I didn't know what route he had. And then what? It's a pick six, and then what? And then I'm not trying, I'm fucking around, and then he comes back in the game and wins again. Another player comes back and wins again. Playing like them right there. Guys, you see the no-no. I picked that play, what, maybe 5 times already in the first, what, 3 quarters of the game? Excuses. I'm not doing that. If I'm trying to win and I'm playing smart, I'm not doing that. I'm not showing my opponent the same play. In tournaments? Oh, hell no. I love when they go with that, with those type of plays. You know why? Because it's like I said, their eyes are 2-3 routes in the middle of the field, and you can easily make it look like you're covering it, and they're like, oh shit, I gotta take off. And then what? I'm gonna QB contain. I QB contain every single quarterback ever since the dawn of time. Philip Rivers, Tom Brady, Kurt Warner, the slowest quarterback in the history of the NFL. Philip Rivers and Kurt Warner, the slowest. And now he goes, what, a bad pass concept. That's me. I go with a Z spot and go, that's a bad pass concept. Why? All deep routes. What? Deep defense. You have to read all deep routes, which are all long developing routes, right? And if you move up north, south, east, or west in the pocket, you're sacked. 1 inch. You move up in the pocket 1 inch, you're sacked. See pass right here? Here we go. I saw that. Third straight quit, guys. I said it. That's the third straight quit. First of all, I'm supposed to be impressed by players who quit. Secondly, I'm supposed to be impressed by the drives that they do score and the way that they go about executing their plays. I'm supposed to be impressed by that. My first opponent tonight did nothing but run the ball. Well, how easy is it to run the ball against any front, right? I could literally do audibles for every run formation and just go like, okay. But me, okay, that player is a little more respectable because he's probably reading every level of defense, right? He's like, oh, if he's not fake blitzing, we'll read the front too. We'll read the shell, the depths of the corners, techniques of the corners, if the D line's inside shaded, outside shaded, what's my run play? Does it have a puller on there? Where's the single blocks going to be based off their front? Where's the double teams and single blocks? Where's the inside? Where's the backside pursuit, front side pursuit, double team, single blocks? Who's inside shaded? Who's outside shaded? The shell of the defense. Are they pressed? Are they back? Do we know do we have an idea what possible coverage it is? Man, zone, what type of man, what type of zone? Is there a blitz on the play? Can we check into any other run or another play just in case it is a blitz up the middle? Can we still keep this run if it is a blitz up the middle? There's so many things. And players just want to barely read a defense and slip in a run. Keep their easy pass concepts. 1 or 2, 3 reads at the most. Like, guys, do you not understand what I'm saying here? This is who you're supposed to respect. Like I said, I respect every single opponent, but I'm gonna tell them they're lazy. The way I respect players is I don't tell them they suck or they're trash. I'm not trolling. I'm not trash talking. I will call them lazy. I will tell them you barely read a defense. You don't go through your reads. You're just using easy pass concepts, and they take it the wrong way. Maybe because I'm using like a condescending tone or something. I don't know what it is. They take it the wrong way. And if they're losing to me with me saying all this, they take it the wrong way. I've had people tell me, "Oh, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna beat your ass now. I'm gonna beat your ass now." They get triggered by what I say because they take it as trash talk. I say it for a couple reasons, okay? I say it because I used to expect players would take what I'm saying, and take it as like respect, like, hey man, yeah, you're right. Uh, I'm having bad habits here. Like I'm playing like everybody else. You're right. Or respect for you not playing that way and still beating my ass. Respect for that. Like no. Instead, I get the opposite. Right. Instead, I have people on my live stream saying, "Oh, you're not trying. We want to see you try. We want to have you play with starters." I don't need to. I'm sorry. You need that. You got to go watch somebody else play. I understand it could be entertaining watching a Lamar Jackson face, Josh Allen, but I'm sorry, I don't play with starters at quarterback. You're talking about somebody who used a punter at quarterback for almost 3 years, like 2.5 years, and was undefeated in tournaments because I disciplined myself. I was one of those players who never took the game serious. I still don't. Not in these games. Only in tournaments. Meaningful games. There has to be something on the line. And we live in a world where society just want to keep one upping somebody. I'll give you an example. One day, someday, a watcher, a viewer on my live stream might be like, "Hey, face me." I already had players say that. They face me, right? What would it matter? I could face you. What would it matter? Unless there's money on the line, what would it matter? I'll let you play however you want. And like, I could say, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna try," but I'll let you know by my second drive if I'm trying or not, and it's not on purpose. I don't think you can half-ass something and not try. I mean, let's say you're working at a job, right? It's a laborious job. Are you going to be able to half-ass your job or not try at your job in front of your supervisors, in front of your peers, coworkers? No, not possible. You get what? You get reported, you get written up, right? I mean, it's not possible for me to come out here and, purposely not try. When I say I'm not trying, it's because I know how my mind works. I knew how my mind worked 4 or 5 years ago, so I put a punter at quarterback with backup running backs, with backup wide receivers, with backup tight ends, with no elite players on defense. I did it so when I do play with starters, I know how to play because I'm never gonna dare play in meaningful games with backups. I'm never gonna dare do that. You know, in tournaments, I do play with my Eagles. You know, they just happen to be a team that has a great offensive line. You can run the ball. Always had a more than capable enough quarterback, decent tight end. You know, just good across the board. But even when they weren't as good on defense, I rocked with them. There were years where they were terrible on defense. Like seriously. And then another reason I did it was because there were like 3 to 5 reasons why I played with backups, why I played with a punter at quarterback, third string quarterback. You know, like I said, number one was I was doing certain things to try to take the game seriously because I was tired of losing games. So basically, before playing with punters at quarterback, there were things I would do like I would try to receive the ball first, right? And people would tell you it's stupid to receive the ball first. You need to kick it because you have the advantage of having your opponent go on offense first, and if you stop them, right, you don't have that much pressure on you. But if they score, well, then there's pressure on you to match up, even if regardless, you have pressure on you. So then I looked at that and I thought, wait a minute, I never take my first drive serious when I kicked the ball to try to get the advantage. Regardless if they scored on their first drive or if I stopped them, I never took my first drives, first half serious, first quarter, first half serious. So I would be losing games from playing on autopilot, going fast on offense and defense, not reading their defensive play, their defense, not reading their offensive personnel set formation, none of that. So I'd get my ass beat from not matching up defensively. I get my ass beat from not knowing what the down and distance is and having bad play calls, deep routes against a deep defense, all that. Trying to force the ball deep, regardless if I'm winning or losing, trying to force the ball deep when nothing's open and just staring it down, staring all deep routes down, staring all of them down. So then I was like, okay, I'll get the ball first. It's stupid, but I had to play like that to take it a little more serious because it was like, because they got the ball first, and regardless if they scored quick or took a long time, it was almost like my mind checked out. It was almost like I was not patient enough, and my mind just like switched to not giving a fuck anymore, kind of like that. It's kind of like where teams will have a certain strategy. For example, when they face elite offenses, they'll have the other team sit on the sideline. So they'll basically use time of possession to give the other team as least amount of time of possession as possible. So there are things like that. So I would be one of those players that was just like wanted the ball first because if I had to wait to get the ball, it's just like mess with me. So there's things like that, and then eventually it's like I was able to basically play regardless of if I got the ball first or not, didn't matter. And then I went back to kicking the ball to get that advantage. But it was, okay, what can I do here? How can I take this game more serious? Played with backups. Played with starters at quarterbacks, but put backup running backs, wide receivers, tight ends in. I was like, how am I going to get better on defense? Well, I got to learn how to play defense. My mind was like, can I somehow, if I can learn how to shut down the computer, if I can learn how to shut down online opponents with backups on defense, that means I'll be able to at least do the same thing with starters on defense, right? Because then I can learn what they're doing offensively and I can learn how to match up with lesser personnel, with lesser players. So if I can match up and play with lesser players, I can match up and basically, do better with starters. So it was basically trying to understand the ins and outs of both offense and defense, understanding how to basically execute a play and not rely on, better overall players. It's like it doesn't matter if, in the passing game, right? I'll give you that as an example. In the passing game, does it really matter how bad your offensive line is? No. If you're taking every single play seriously, you're reading their front, sure, they can just rush 3 or 4 and get to you. But if you also know where to go with the ball and you have the right pass concepts and they're in man, you know what kind of man they're in, they're in zone, you have a good idea of what zone they're in, but not just what zone they're in, but you have a great play call to beat any zone they could possibly be in. So it's like if you need a crosser underneath against a zone blitz or certain zone, you're not going to need to worry about your offensive line. So if you have, if they have cover 2 man, you know that you only need a hat on a hat, basically, with your offensive line when it comes to your blocking adjustments. You just have to do your blocking adjustments and make sure that if they're using wide fronts, okay, maybe slip in a run at times, maybe go with quick pass concepts, maybe use certain pass concepts that have a tight end on the corner, a tight end on the wheel, have running backs. It really does help if you have a running back that you can have route master on, like James Cook. So that, I'm not going to lie, that helps right now in these games. But to be honest, there are a lot of good play calls that you can use in a pinch that just have whip routes, return routes, and like I said, when you're on offense, you can either go through your progression. I forgot what they call it, but you can read every individual read. You can pick a side. You can read middle close, middle open, pick a side, go from left to middle, middle right, right middle, left middle right, right middle left. It's like every single play is executed differently. Sure, there's a lot of plays that are executed the same way. There's also depending on the play, it's do you have a sense of urgency? Like you think there's a certain blitz here, you need to go to first down, check down, or check downs or hot reads. Or if this play, the blocking is good and you like the defensive play call that they picked to have a touchdown, first down, check down, to have those reads. It's just, there's a lot to it. So there's so much to it, and that's why I say I'm not willing to try in these games. I'm sorry, But I'll show you what I'm talking about, guys. I can literally face any defense, any front, any formation, any defensive formation, any front, anything. I could be under center, I could be wide, I could be empty, I could be anything. It's like understanding every single, I call it anatomy of a play. How to time your reads and your progression pre-snap. Having backup plans if those one high, it could be cover 3, cover 1, cover 2 invert hard flats. They could have just went from 2 high to 1 high from fake blitzing or whatever the case may be. And that's when you have your backup plans. Okay, I read to see if the middle was open, it was closed. Now let me go left or right. Let me look. Oh, I have these routes here that go here. Okay, backup plans. Oh, I have block and release routes, or this play is actually a screen. Okay, or it's you know what I mean? I want this wheel, or I want this corner, or I want this post, but I can either check it down, read the whole defense either playing back, or I can key a defender on the side of the routes that I want. There's so many ways you can go about it, and that's an easy way to play the game. But players don't want to play it that way. They want to go a step further and play lazy. So I respect the game. They don't. But people take it the wrong way. Oh, it's not that deep. It's just a video game. Oh, there's no real way to play. There's no wrong or right way to play the game. No, there's not. But like I'm saying, I'm not going to respect that, and I'm going to call him out on it. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Nothing wrong with that. But it makes it sound like you're bitching or you're whining because I love the game. You know, it's like I'm not a big NBA fan, not really, but there are certain things in basketball, just like there's certain things in any game that are just cheap in my opinion. You know, I just go random. Okay, right here we get tight. It looks like what? It could be covered. Most of the time, if you get this from the computer, you know, here's the thing. I would say, like, your opponent online cannot really disguise this. Whatever you see first is usually what their play is. But unless you see them actually audibling and like half of their defense is like doing something like basically trying to align, trying to like, let's say they audible to like cover one man, right? You'll see guys shifting, you'll see guys run into a line with players. You'll see it. You'll see it. You know, so if that happens, then you know they most likely went to something else. Oh, I just had a motion to it. Okay. Didn't read the plays out, the routes I had. Okay, so right here, guys, right? Let me give you an example. This uh, this could either be a touchdown, first down, check down type of play. This could be like where you just read Kincaid, Cooper, Cook. But I'll use this as an example to tell you I really think they're playing cover two, which means my original plan is to go to you could even hot route something else here. Maybe instead of having that post, we have something that's still, if it is a cover two, you still possibly hit this. Let's say our opponent doesn't have any players playing from the D line here. Okay, so it wasn't cover two. It was something else. Okay, now we get one high look. The corners are playing back. This could be cover one, cover three, cover two invert. So we just got to know like we go to our player. What's a good play here? Well, we got a corner. That's good if it's man coverage. We got this could be a cover three blitz. If it's a cover three blitz, we have Shakir, Coleman, Kincaid. We have Cooper. I mean, everything. If it's a cover three blitz, everything could work here. It's just about having your blocking adjustments right. So maybe we just block Cook here, right? Who you think might not get open? He might be the only one to get open. Who knows? Never know. But it could be cover two invert. So you could just try to put him on a fade route here. Back shoulder. Okay. Could have probably went to the corner out there. Just messing around right there. Yep. And if you want to, you could say, years ago, I could say, oh, I'm not throwing this. I don't know if it's Hamilton. I don't know if it's a corner. I don't know who it is. It's a linebacker. But let's just say you didn't know who it was. You throw this with players would only just have to read right here to know if the corner's working. Right here. Beating this guy, passing this guy right here. And whether it's a corner, whether it's a safety, you're throwing this pass lead like I would say you're cranking it to like 4:30 or 5 o'clock right here. And you're coming back down to the ball. So if it's a corner, if it's a safety, they're not going to undercut it. Man coverage, they're not going to undercut that. Right here, I say back shoulder, because as soon as I see their backs turned, it works more often than not. In Mutt, it doesn't work as good. Now I know this play is a bunch tight end play, so let me see here. Shotgun bunch tight ends. So I know I got that. What's it called? Motion flood right here. But let me give you an example. Do we like this play? I think that the corner and safeties probably work to take out Shakir. We have a block and release route. I don't really like that against this front because they're probably going to stay in the block. So why just, let me see here. We do have a running back where we can. Oh, he's not. I thought he was fucking on one. He was trying the whole time. That I will throw picks thinking that my running back is R1, because most of the time they are R1, right? And then it's a wide receiver, and it's like triangle was the running back. Like, what the fuck, you know?
Chop 60, chop 60.
So, let's say something like this. Okay, now, let's see. I mean, I hate that the icons, pass icons disappear. I knew he was X, but I hate that. Once again, this is an example of a play that you could have an original plan of attack. Let's say you had another play. Let's say you had this play, right? You say, my original plan of attack, yeah, you know, Cooper might be open, but let's go to a better play here. Okay, so we audible to a play like, okay, so they give us a different play. Let's say we like this play better, right? Let's just say we like it better. Looks like, once again, they're in cover 2 man. Could be wrong, but, you know. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about.
Ready.
I love doing that. I love doing, like, when you're going through a drive and you're just like running, passing, like everything, and you just slip in something like that. Now this is a cover 0 play, but you just have to know whenever they do this, you have to know, like, a lot of the times, for example, there'll be different cover 0s. This is the type of cover 0 where you want to run the ball because the third level defenders came down to the first level. So basically, there's just like, you know, huge, like, wide front here. But if you pass, this is what I say, first down or something, slip in a run, like other players do. Now, a running back draw, I'm not sure about here, but, well, let's just say, you know, it worked out. We got past that. Let's just say we got past this, right? Because it can happen, you know, can definitely break a tackle at times, right? And let's say all these blocks work out, and we're like right here. 66 gets him blocked, or maybe we make a juke over here, big play touchdown, right? Because it was a what? Cover 0. But what else? It's not a cover 0 where safeties are coming down in pursuit. They're already out of, you know, they're basically, more often than not, when the third level defenders come to the first level, the line of scrimmage, they're out of position. If it's not for this blitzer here, they're out of position. And that's always the case, like I say, you got to look for your front side pursuit, back side pursuit. And another thing I would give advice on that I learned myself is that, like, a wise person once told me, a teacher of mine in middle school, I was failing science, and they basically told me, don't study what you know, study what you don't know. Because that makes it easier, you know, to remember things. It could be vocabulary tests for English class. It could be, you know, science. It could be math, whatever it might be, you know. Obviously, math's a little different. You really don't need to study what you don't know because math is more easy to remember. You know, it's like kind of like riding a bike with math. You just really don't forget. But other things, here's a play where I'm checking it down. I could have either wasted time going through every individual read, which I do sometimes, or I could just check it down. Okay, what route did he have? Okay, you got to come back a little bit. So there's times like that, yeah. Like you'll watch broadcasts and you'll hear a commentator say, "Oh, they're one high, so they could have one-on-ones outside." Right? Yeah, in the pinch you could take that, but the problem is players are reading one high. They're like, okay, out route, comeback, corner, you know, like comeback, corner, curl, out. Checking easy reads like flat, you know, like having a curl flat combo to see which one gets taken. It's like, come on, bro, come on. We need training wheels. You know what I mean? One high, I like slap fades. That's another thing, like I say, use everything you have at your disposal. I say I like to read my opponents online who want to audible. They want to audible every second pre-snap. I'm not talking about audibling like every play. I'm talking about audibling every second, like going from too high to one high, back to too high to moving their front constantly left or right or pinching or spreading. There's players that will do shit like that. And then you just got to know whenever, let's say, for example, I have a play like this, right? And they wanted to audible to something else. Like, there'll be like one or two defenders trying to run like hell, trying to cover somebody on one of the other sides. And then, boom, I don't let them sit. I have a route that can get over the top or a route that can just get a first down. I don't let them set. Boom, big player touchdown, you know? And I can get that in the pinch on third and longs, third and mediums, stuff like that. I like the slot fades here. I gotta use a high bullet, which is ridiculous. Now, I will use direct snap runs whenever it's smart to use them, like in a pinch when, like I said, you have certain defenses. Not this defense. You could still, but I'd rather just go to something else here. Let's check this. What's it called? Middle screen? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, motion fake, swing, mid screen. Yeah, so you're getting, you know what I mean? I got plays in my bag. You know, they think the one play was coming and audible to the other one. You know, I got plays, but, you know, I'm not going to my bag of plays. I'm not even adjusting. I'm not hot routing. I'm usually not hot routing, not reading defense, not audibling, nothing. Not doing my blocking adjustments, nothing. I say this is a play call that I really don't like because of everything here, and I'll tell you why. Plays that make you stare down, like either one side of the ball or one or two routes or whatever, plays that run, you know, into each other, stuff like that. Because let's say it's like, I don't know, man coverage, and let's say your opponent put like fag D on. Well, a lot of these guys are going to run into their fag D, they're going to get bumped. And a lot of the times, nobody's going to be open on the play. 86 will be covered, and everybody on the left side will be covered because of the extra defenders that they backed out from the D line. Because they bump into them, and they just like keep bumping and bumping. And then they bump them, and which leaves the players that are playing back to easily cover them downfield. Then you get impatient. What's the other thing here? Well, plays that I never use that look nice like this, which has, you know, like this weird curl route here. Like it works. But you got to know, like, here's another example. I say if you read cover two, any type of cover two, the middle linebacker is playing that vert hook. So you just need to know basically any route in the short middle. Short, intermediate, middle, you know, more shorter than medium is gonna. This is why I say, like, players would use a play like this probably and just read, okay, are they dropping? Take your pick. If they're dropping, like, take your pick because do you really need to do your blocking adjustments here? Because it's like, boom, open. And then let's say you had time and he wasn't open, you'd have him running behind him. Because let's say they had like a QB spy here to just stay in the middle and cover one crossing route or whatever. This would have been covered and he would have been open in the second window, right? So you would not have needed to do your blocking adjustments if you stay in the pocket. That's what I mean. Like if you have a hat on a hat, it doesn't matter if my offensive line has, you know, all 70 overall offensive linemen. I've done it. I've done it in the past. I faced a night. I set my I did a Madden challenge where I had all like second string quarterbacks. I had a 75 overall offensive line. You can go and watch my video. To challenge myself, right? See if I can, you know, to see if it matters, and it shouldn't matter. Because why? You have 5 offensive line, and if there's only 3 or 4 that are rushing you, there's going to be double teams. There's going to be one double team somewhere, you know, and if you have a running back, that running back's going to help out somewhere if you block him. So it's like, you know, it doesn't matter what your offensive line is. As long as you're on your P's and Q's, doing everything right, picking good play calls, making your opponent have to defend everything, but don't do it like them. Like you make the way that they're going about making you defend everything from them, it's just like they're slipping in the run. They're going to an RPO. They're going to easy pass concept, and they're spamming it all over again. First play run, first play RPO, third play level smash drive sales spacing flood. What else was it? There's another one. Whatever. Um, right. So then they'll rinse and repeat. So if you stop the run, they'll go to the RPO. If you stop the RPO, they'll go to the run. If you stop the run in the RPO, they'll go to those easy pass concepts. If you stop those easy pass concepts, they're going to go with play action that has crossers, short crossers, and deeper crossers, along with like corner routes or something that if those crossers aren't open, they can roll out with their quarterback and hit a curl or an outside breaking route. It's like no respect. Like you have no respect for the game. You're dumbing the damn game down so much. And it's just like, oh, easy pass concept. If he covers it all, I'm going to roll out with my quarterback if he doesn't have me contained. Right? And then because of the contained, because I'm forcing them to play everything from the D line, back out defensive players from the D line, or try to use more speed on the field, I'm going to slip in a run. That's all they do. It's like, you know what I mean? Then you wonder why they're able to go quick. You wonder why they're able to score at will because it's just they take the guesswork out of it. You know, 99.9% of players take the guesswork out of it. Okay, what do we have here? We had a possible, just because you read too high and the corners are playing 5 to 8 yards back, it could be covered. It could be covered to. It could be Tampa 2. It could be based off this. I mean, it could still be a cover 2 drop. I don't. Usually you're getting cover 2 sink. You could still get cover 2 sink out of base defenses, but it's more. It's more common with like nickel, dime, quarters, stuff like that. And then they could always rotate. You know, it could actually be a quarters. They're in man now, showing man. That's another thing too. Oh my God, the amount of things I could tell you. You can use one of these days I'm gonna make a list of things you can do pre-snap. There's just so much you could do pre-snap. You could use motion to determine if it's man or zone. You could use influence routes, like deep post, deeper routes, to see how the safeties are playing. You could read the safeties pre-snap to see if one of them is coming down, one of them's, if they're both staying back. And you basically read. It's almost like how you read the defense, the play art on the defense pre-snap. It's almost like you're still reading the defense's play art without reading the play art. So it's like, okay, I have a play to beat cover 2. If one of those safeties come down, well now, you know what I mean? Maybe that wheel that I wanted is not there anymore. Maybe I still go to it, or maybe I, go to a backup plan. Still read some of those routes that I had initially, but have a backup plan, right? These players just want to slip in runs. They want to barely read the defense. They want to just go with easy pass concepts. None of these people on my live stream want to hear about it. Here's an example right here. Fifth read on the play. Why? Why? Let me show you why. Right here. I read pre-snap. I read they're tight. Cover 2, it looks like it could be tight here. It's tight, right? What does that mean? Like tight, cover 2 man, press. They're going to press everybody. They're going to have underneath coverage with cover 2 man typically. But what does it mean? Like, I know that the only way I'm winning here is outside. Why? Because the safeties are not like spreading out. They're staying here. Okay, so it's like, does it make sense? Let's say this guy kept running. Does it make sense to throw it here where the safety is? Or does it make sense to maybe look over here? I don't want to just go to that because, guys, that would be too easy. And I know I have that pre-snap. As soon as I see this, boom, I have it already. And I could just stare down to make sure. And it's like, yep, I would have had a touchdown. High bullet pass? Yeah, but I don't do that because I'm not learning anything, am I? from that. You wouldn't be learning anything from that. You would be like, oh, nice play, but wouldn't know how I got to that. Okay. Here, instead, I'm reading, okay, anybody open instead of 0? No. Let me go left, middle. Let me go here. Okay. I know he's not going to be open because it's man. It's tight man coverage, and it's a curl route. I say there's certain routes you don't want to go to. You need runaways against man coverage. You need runaways. You need hard cuts against, you need medium routes with cuts on the field against man. You need runaways against man. You need something that's not just either running straight, running a stop route, running and then stopping flats. It all depends with running backs and flats. Like if your opponent's calling like cover 2 man, there's a reason why everybody attacks with tight ends and running backs, because if they are trying to user whoever had the responsibility on the running back, well, the running back's wide open in the flat. And then the tight end usually is on bumpable. You can't play him tight. You would have to manually bump him, and he's also a bigger body, which can usually get better separation. But you can see right here, just based off watching the left side, like I said, I could go to 0, but I don't want to do that. That's too easy. That's a touchdown, but I don't want to go to that. Right? I want to read what. Let's just say you read cover 2 man, and that's the only way you beat it every single time. There's going to be times it's covered, or your opponent's going to adjust and maybe user him or user the free safety, and then you're fucked. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Going through your reads. All I have to read is, boom, off of the left side. Now I'm not even reading tight end because I already know, because it's man coverage, I'm going off of this curl, and then I go back to the tight end. Boom. But look how much time it took me for 5 reads. Boom. A 4-man rush. Boom. 5th read. Players don't even want to do that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Now, one high, we have a motion, and then we have the escape route or whatever by Cook here, which means he's faking a Texas route. When he gets outside, this is what I say, you can practice in replay and see how you could actually throw the Cook here. You might be able to practice this and see if you can get a shovel pass to him, if they were all coming after you. Maybe you would have a shovel pass. But you can see how, let's say it's a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd and inches, 4th and inches. Players do stuff like that. Back shoulder. I know because he's got one of those stutter, the way that he runs his route vertically. He's just banana run, boom. Against off man, you say okay, what play, if this is man coverage, what play here works? Well, we know what flat routes aren't going to beat man coverage. You could get lucky and throw this, or it could be a pick 6. I read the tight end because I know if it's man coverage, the flat's not going to be open, so I read the tight end first, right? It's reading who's going to get open and not who's not going to get open, right? And knowing who's not. I could still throw this back shoulder to the tight end right here. I see this. He ain't going to ever stop that route. Ain't going to ever do that. Now I use this play. This is the play action stutter, boot stutter. I believe it's called. Play action PA boot stutter, I believe it's called. Depending on how they play it. That throw. Damn CPU. What the hell? All right, see right here, this is a great play call. Why? Because we have some things here, right? We have this weird banana out route here by Shakir. See, this is a play where you say, this is a play where I would say, you could say this is a play for touchdown, first down, check down, but you want to take this is where I say you look at Cooper as an influence. Basically, if they're going to play man coverage, but go to a cover 1, or something, or have a zone or something where the free safety or both the safeties aren't doing anything to cover square Cooper, then you throw to Cooper. But if they stay there and they help out to stop Cooper, in my opinion, I would read the right side of the field after that and not even look at Shakir until late. And then Cooper could always be a throw late, and then everybody else could be an option late. So square, X, square, X, circle. That's how you have to have it in your mind. It's like, okay, square. I took a little long with square there to make sure they took it away. And then I got a little hesitant because I read how the strong safety was playing here. He comes down, right? So I say read both of the safeties, too, usually. I say, okay, this free safety is helping out over here. This strong safety does what? If he stays, we're hitting this guy. Why? Because he blitzed, and he's the only one in this area of the field if this safety doesn't come this way, right? He stays back. This is wide open. But because he comes down, I go off of that. And then I see this, and I'm getting a little worried now because everything looks muddy, everything looks covered. But then I know, okay, is he going to keep drifting back? And as soon as I see him drifting back, I'm like, I got you, buddy. Pass lead underneath all day. That's high level. That's high level. And that's all the stuff that I'm reading with live bullets going on. Because I know I got the blocking adjustments. I know where my original reads in my progression are. I know square, X, circle, Here's a running back draw play. They tell you when it's too high, to run the ball. When it's one high, you have your, like I said, your one-on-ones for the most part outside. Another good play, but let's say you didn't know he's running that route. Well, the only way you're getting that is if the middle of the field is so wide open. We got that buck sweep here. Gets us 3-4 yards. That was my favorite run back in the day, buck sweep. I think that's probably everybody's favorite run. In theory, it should not really work. Should have never worked, to be honest, because they have just so many pullers like a damn screenplay. Buck sweep. Yeah. Oh, I love this against. I usually love it against like a bigger front because of the puller. If you get the inside basically blocked, and this doesn't happen right here. It's usually a front that has they're not wide, like a heavy front, but they're not wide. They're on the D ends, they're engaged with the D ends and they're not wide. I like this run if it blocks up the middle and the edges aren't coming wide. I love this because there's usually a hole between the right guard and right tackle. But they were wide and everything, so right here. Yeah. That's it around there.
Come on.
Whenever it's covered, quarters 3 deep. Now this is where I say I like these direct running back runs because if they're crowded, this is where I also say when I run the ball in tournaments, right? In these games, I'm just doing what 99.9999999% of players do. Barely read the defense too when I run the ball, slipping runs, but I'm not doing it as much as they are. I rarely run the ball. So right here, I like whenever you face, I say, you gotta know your own play call. Always check your own play art because sometimes there were times where I didn't know my own run play had a puller on it, and I got caught in the backfield in a crucial situation and lost the game, right? There were so many games where that happens. You're going quick. You know what run you have, but you don't know there's a puller. You don't know the anatomy of your own play. You don't know how they're going to block. Based off this front, where the double teams are, where the backside pursuit, front side pursuit, who's inside shaded, who's outside shaded. Like I said, if there's a puller, double team, single blocks, who's inside shaded, outside shaded, who has backside pursuit, front side pursuit. Can you motion anybody here to make it better? What's possible defense? Do you think they're blitzing on the play? You know what I mean? All that stuff, just like you would read it when you're passing the ball. You would read, are they coming here on a blitz, and do I need to do my blocking adjustment here to shirt up? Just like when you're running the ball, are they coming here on a blitz? They're playing deep. It looks like it could be cover 4. We read the front. I also say check if they're crowding on in any gap. You can see right here the guy who's ID'd as the Mike with the M icon. He's crowding in the B gap, right? You can see right there, 3-4 yards. The reason I say there's whenever there's a second or third level defender, I like to run the ball. Because you can see, let's say it was just these guys right here, just him, and him, and then this guy was back next to him right here. Well, then now we change the run to something else, maybe an inside zone, and then we get a run here. We read it outside, and then we cut it back inside. But because he's crowding over here in the B gap, we want to keep this run because there's only one second level defender, one linebacker at the second level. So we're gonna pick up 2.5, 3 yards, whatever. Here, there'll be so many times I literally just read this and I don't read the third level. I'm not reading if there's 1 or 2 safeties. There's so many times I'll read this. Oh, I didn't know it was cover 0. You know what I mean?
18 Cardinal.
Now, I waited too long for X because, like I said, I don't know some of these plays. Okay, and then you can see the slot, the nickel guy is looks like he's gonna bump him. You take a peek there, but we have our backup plans. Still end up getting it. That's what I say. I stuck with it because it was open. Now here you got a return route. I usually like this bunch return or whatever they call it. There's bench pivot, and then there's dig return. The reason I like it is because you got a lot of options here. You could read the right, you could read the left, you could read the middle open or close, and you can just literally high-low. You can say, I want to just read triangle and R1, Cook and Cooper. I just want to read Cook and Cooper. You could do that. I want to read Kincaid and Cook and Cooper. You can do that. You can read the whole right side, X R1 circle, you know what I mean. And then you just key in the defenders on the left. To go to the left. You key in the defenders in the middle if you want to go to the middle. You key in defenders on the right if you want to go to the right. How are they playing here? I thought I could do the same thing I did the other time. They did a good job there, but I was greedy there. Why do I say they did a good job here? Well, I don't like to just give up on a play this quick and go to a flat route. So I get greedy and just want to look to other things. And then this is, even though he's going out to stop this, I'm not going to risk throwing that. And then he's got him covered. And I'm thinking going here. And then he's quickly doing that. And I hate that about zone because, they make it look like, oh, he's covering this. And then I want to come down there. And then he goes to cover that. And then I'm already off of this. And then this is covered. So I'm just like, I still end up trying to throw this. Like an upfield, maybe high bullet pass would have worked, obviously. Instead of thinking because I'm on the same yard line as this defender, that I'm going to be able to use a pass lead underneath to get him to come down, like around here, but that doesn't end up happening. Basically, look at that. Look at that. He's almost where I put the circle right there. Basically. When he ends up catching the ball, he's literally right next to it. That's what I'm talking about. I tried to do that. But then I didn't know what route this was. But any corner routes here against this, deep third, you're gonna be able to get that like candy from a baby every time. But when you're going through your reads, like 99.9999999% of players don't, they make it easy. They're just like, let me key in this defender and that's it. Or let me just hit this as soon as I hit the ball. See, because let me tell you something. It's like you can just literally stare down 18 and say like, okay, depending on how this player plays, I'm hitting him if he goes anywhere. If he continues to drop back, we're hitting 18. If he goes here, we're hitting 18. Okay? If he goes here, if he sticks with him, we're not going to it. And then we're going to one of these. Right? That's how they play it. Right? And I don't have respect for that because you're not really reading the play out the right way, in my opinion. Because look, it's wide open. You're not reading it out the right way. Now we have another good play here, which gives us. I will eliminate Cooper. Maybe I take a peek to him. You never know. Once again, with that free safety he's doing on the left side deep there, if he's going to help out the defend Cooper. If he does, we would have Coleman, Kincaid, and then if they cover both of them, we have Gilliam, R1, and Cook here. Pass it inside. Okay. See what I'm saying? You saw him come down. I said, like, if that happens, we can go to him. We took a peek. Not only can you take a peek, you can say, okay, now let's say they did a good job of playing 18. Right? Now you say, okay, we don't go to the left side. Now we go to the right. Middle order. We read the middle. We read what's going on. Are they blitzing? If they're blitzing, replace the blitz with something over there. That's what the pros teach you. Replace the blitzer. That's why you should never be afraid of a blitz. You'll never be got by a blitz. The reason I said this play is good is because you have a deep route here you can influence, but I also said if they help out or there's a blitz or both, they're just not going to be able to cover both of these routes here. And you can see they didn't. That's why I said what I said. I'll tell you if a play is good or not. This either works out or it doesn't. Ends up working out. We get, 11 yards? With 30 yards, 6 yards, what am I saying? Thought we were on the 20, that was like 25 or something. But there we play lazy, because we have too many deep routes on the play. I don't like plays that have too many deep routes. Is it good? Right, you say one high, okay. Good. Sending coverage, okay. See if we got the corner here. Okay, we don't. Go to 11s. It's that easy. That easy. And I'm supposed to be impressed by this. They follow or they don't. They don't follow, it's zone, okay. It's that easy. I say crowding in the B gap. I didn't just, read the defense barely right there. I read 1, I read the front. 2, I read the quarters 3 deep. Okay, good. If you just read the front, but there's linebackers, it's not a quarters 3 deep, you gotta check like, okay, you gotta look at other stuff. This is mesh. I never really use this play because I'm a little worried about it. And the reason I'm worried about it is because you can't read all the routes from the play art that well. But basically, you just got to know that, like right here, that's why I hate zones, because they bump something. They bump them. And look, I mean, it's muddy. See what I mean? So it can easily be muddy. Okay, I usually like this in goal line, 2-point conversion plays, short down situations. I don't usually like Kincaid at all, as long as only if it's like wide open. I dropped it. Or or there, you see the back turn. Now, right here, this is another situation. I kept this play. I added this play to my custom playbook because I don't normally use double slants or play like stick, but I thought this was a nice little wrinkle to have, But let's actually read the play out here. Well, it's looks like a cover zero, birds on the fence, so we want to eliminate certain routes. We want to keep Kincaid, but we know it's we know it's Hamilton covering him. So it just depends. We're going to read this right to left. Okay. I thought he was picking it. That's why I said because I thought he was gonna just like break it up or pick it. That was a little suspect right there. Now look at this. I said they rotate to a two deep blitz concept. What does that mean? That means that you really don't need to know that it's a cover three. It's not going to be a cover three. And it can't really be a cover four because it's a blitz for the most part with these when there's like quarters and they have this kind of look from the defense, it can never be a quarters. It can never be quarters. I mean, cover four out of a quarters defense. When you see this, they're definitely blitzing guys. You don't need to know who they're blitzing. You just need to know the short middle is going to be wide open. And that's how you can never be afraid of a blitz. Now it's one high. Now you just ask yourself, okay, when they're one high, what possible blitzes can they do based off the front? What kind of blitz can they show? When they're one high, where do they usually typically blitz? Well, let's say they were blitzing from here. Are we going to be scared about him coming on a blitz? No. Let's say he's coming. Are we going to be scared about it? I mean, only if some of these guys from the front also blitz, then that could be an issue. Are we afraid of him blitzing? No. Are we afraid of the safety behind all the way back there blitzing? No. But what we're going to do is we know that it's a base, like 5-2, 4-4, 4-6, 4-6, 4-4 type of defense. Could be probably a 4-6. We are going to have plays to possibly be a cover 1, cover 3 match, a cover 2 invert, a engage 8. Engage 8 means they blitz 8 players and they only leave the guy all the way back there in the middle and these two guys here in zones. So if they do that, go and check here. Okay, they don't back up plan. And I know that because if it's man coverage, he's killing man coverage. Now it looks like I was going to say it looks like they could be in a cover 0 here, but I don't think they are. Just got to know right here. Or do we really want to go to Cooper based off the look from the defense we're getting? No, we don't want to take a chance. So we want to go R1, triangle, circle, triangle. But guys, it's my third read. And I'm actually timing my reads and my progression. Unlike other players who are just like, oh no, I'm still throwing this. I'm forcing it to get 1 or 2 yards, and maybe I get lucky and I make him miss, and then I have all this for a touchdown. I can go, whoop, catch it. Like I said, run around him, cut, boop, touchdown, right? But is that impressive? Would that be impressive, or would that be lucky? Yeah, it would be lucky. But I can read both of these defenders at the same time. I can read both of them. You see, you can read both of them. You say, okay, I'm going off the left side. I'm going to go to him, and I'm going to look at the middle. Middle's covered. Deep, boom. You're never going to get me if I'm on my P's and Q's. You're never going to get me. Now it's one high again. If this guy backs out to help out, we have this guy over here, or whichever guy, the crosser. Let's reset the play here to Change that. Oh, look at what happened here. Now they may be audible to something else. Oh, touchdown. Oh, come on now. Never get me. I'm on my P's and Q's. Now we have a too high look. The screen to Kincaid X. You need that? Yeah. Just watch the timing of the throw. Beautiful, beautiful play when it works out. It just looks good. Now we got a nickel mug here, and you know there's no other defense other than nickel that would give you that. Well, there are other ones, but you know, you just need to know they're crowding the A gap here, and you just got to know, okay, do we like to play here against this? It all depends. If we keep this play, somebody could get unblocked if they are rushing, and if they're not, you know, we just want to read the side maybe that has numbers and also because of Cook's route as well. Or do they follow X? Okay, and we like Cook. You know, did we get lucky ourselves? Yeah. But we have our plan of attack and we have backups. Now this looks like a possible quarters cover 4 defense, which means that the safeties can double team Cooper and Kincaid, and it's kind of like at times it can be kind of like they'll double Cooper and Kincaid, and then Shakir and Coleman will be left like with one-on-ones. If you do run the ball here, just know that the safeties are going to come down if that's the case. Okay, they weren't in the quarters. If they were in the quarters, it was probably like a different quarters.
Here we go.
Once again, this is an RPO. I believe this is RPO read flat. Let me see here. I don't have it in my audible, so. RPO read flat just means it's like a read option RPO where you read if the flat is open. Kincaid runs the flat, Cooper runs the slant here. You can key in the defender where it has the R icon. He's the defender to read the read option. We keep the run. I mean, we usually forget. Like, I'm glad they kept it, and it wasn't. The quarterback didn't keep it there. This play right here, I like to grade every single play, scale 1 to 10, or like A through F. Like if I was to grade something, 1 to 10 or A through F. And I would give this. It's tough. It's tough. I would not give this an A plus play. I'll just tell you that. I give this maybe like a B plus, B minus. There's some good things about the play. But the one bad thing is the right side of the field. Why? Because players, 99.9999999% of players, are going to be lazy and just read the right side. They're going to say, if they blitz up the right side, we got Kincaid because the defense is playing back on the right side of the field. We just look to X or circle. That's what they do. Me, if I'm doing that, I don't like to do it. So basically, all I have is the left side of the field because I don't like to just read the right side here. You see what I mean? So, fourth read, why? Because I'm canceling the whole right side of the field. And you can see the right side was covered. Why? Because almost any route, you have to look at this first, and then you have to, this takes time. No matter what, like the only way he's wide open is if he's blitzing, and this guy stays back, this guy stays back, this guy plays 86. The only way he's open is if you have all those things happening. And that's like very rare for that to happen. Very rare. So if he's in man coverage on him, sure, can you throw a backside with his back turned? Sure, you could do that. But if he's basically in the area there, you're going off of that. And now I go to the left. I know Zero has a corner route. I'm not going there. He's going to help out. Boom. Now we got a cover 0 defense here. Just got to have the time. You just got to know which guy gets left uncovered. Sometimes the running back is left uncovered based off the defensive formation when there's a cover 0. Just got to know, take a peek. Okay, is the whole front rushing? Is the strong safety covering Cook? If you see the strong safety, this guy over here going out here to cover number 4, this guy goes to cover number 4, follows number 4. You go to all these other routes here. Okay, he's going to number 4. It's that simple. If he doesn't go to number 4, we're throwing it. let's say for some reason this will happen. This guy could cover number 4, and he would have to run all the way over here, and then you would have the edge because you could just throw it here. Let's say he's not here, and he's the one following. Then you throw it to him, and you just have a race for like 10, 15 yards or more, whatever. But because, like I said, he follows him, see, you go to every other route, but you want the quicker routes. He's an option, right? Because it's hard to cover curl routes sometimes, and then an out route can be tough. 3D blitz concept or three? You just got to know it's a 3 zone concept. It's a 3 deep zone concept, or either a 3 deep zone concept or a 3 deep zone blitz concept. It's either going to be because for the most part, it's going to know. Okay, we have beaters against man, no problem with that. But who's going to blitz us? They're looking like they're blitzing us off the right side. I can play like other players and just roll out to the left. But, I want it if it's not there. No. That's what players do. I never do that. Never in a game. I give this a B plus or B minus for a play. Look at what happened there on that. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Too high, another mesh. Jesus, Madden, you're killing me. I hate mesh. Like I said, hate's a strong word. I don't use much mesh. Oh God, are you serious? What the fuck is that?
Okay, ready?
Right? Oh, I love a play like that when it works because it's like you're going through all your reads and you're like, oh shit, nothing's open, but you got that guy. Oh shit, nothing's open. Nothing's open. And then boop. Beautiful. Cover 2 invert, right? I mean, I'm cover 2. Cover 2 invert. This could be a cover 2 invert. That's funny. Like, do we really think that all these guys are blitzing or something? Look at their hands on their hips. Are they tired or what? They gotta be in zone. Yep. And I don't use motion to read any defense. I really want to go to the slap fade, and then I really want to go to that curl. But I have my backup plans, guys. I'm not like 99.9999999% of players. Look, they help out the whole left side of the field. Look at the middle. Everything is covered. 4-3. Beautiful thing. It was a cover 2 invert. This time, you just got to ask yourself, okay, if they are blitzing, where they're most likely coming from? Well, I mean, in order to get a blitz off the edge, they would have to also blitz these guys, like, that are coming inside too. You know what I mean? The one guy that's in the B gap. Well, unless I see that, I'm not really worried about it. One of my go-to plays sometimes. See, that's a touchdown because I make a move on 21. Williams. This is what players do right here when you don't stop them all game long. They'll do that. I hate this play. I used to like this play. I ended up hating it. Because I just hate Shakir's route there. It's like, what the fuck? Like, for a back shoulder, I mean, that's the only thing. Oh, this is my, what do they call it? The duo or something? Shotgun duo. I mean, in a pinch, it's good for, like, first down play, red zone, goal line. When you think that they're not going to cover, when you think they're maybe in cover 1 hole or whatever. Cover 1. Let's go now. Cover 0 again. This time the running back's going on field, so we know what's what here. Touchdown. Whenever you get that zoomed in look on when you go in the end zone, you know it's a touchdown. I wasn't sure if it was or not. So, like, a lot of times when you got a curl route against off coverage, like, there's times where you'll hold the receiver's icon and they will come down to the ball, come back for the ball. And there's other times where they won't. I don't understand it. And then you just let the DB cut it underneath. I don't understand. I know it has to do with what coverage they have. So I believe if it's like man pressure, like, you know. Here we go. 0 again. Once again, same exact look. Kincaid. Now we go to an RPO or something here. That's what they would do. Okay, we got the return right here. Let's do something to keep him occupied here. Okay. That easy. That easy. That's what players do. You can do that from time to time, and I won't call you out on it. But if you're doing it every single play, that's how you want to play. I'm going to call you out on it. Players will say, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that execution." Okay. And then I'll mix it up and, you know, make it look like I'm blitzing guys and then back out guys. When I'm blitzing guys from the middle, back out guys in zones, hook zones from the D-line. So making it look like I'm coming after you, but I'm not. And then you get thrown a pick. So, geez, I hate that shit. Can't stand zone times sometimes. Now right here, you can just say numbers advantage. You know what I mean? They're gonna leave somebody wide open. You just gotta read this side right now. You just gotta read this side. See, I wait. I'm not patient enough, so I'm not. I know there's a cut on the route, but I'm just throwing it. The game will punish you. You see this? You hit circle. You could hit 86, but I'm hitting circle every time. But I'm doing that very rarely. Other players are resorting to that every play. I was greedy. Kept looking deep, kept looking deep, kept looking deep. I got short first and then the deep. No zoom in on there. No, don't touch him. Okay.
70 Timberwolf. 79 Bronco. Ready.
Easy. That's what players do on it. That's what players do.
Here we go.
Period.
Set. Go.
Another easy play.
Set it. Ready.
Staring stuff down there. Oh, okay. Ooh. Cover 2 invert. There ain't gonna be no illegal man downfield in practice. That probably was. I mean, it is almost every fucking time. But that happens because it's my third read. Other 99.99999% of players, that's their first read, so they got it. So that play works for them. That route would have worked. That's right, EA. Keep giving me my plays, and we'll be good. Keep giving me my plays, EA. We'll be good. Fourth read.
Let's go. Here we go. Ready.
That's what I'm talking about right there. They had to have. Remember what I said about those routes right there? You had to have everybody come at you, And everybody had to either cover some of these guys out here. This guy had to stay back. See, the only way this guy will be open. Or you're facing man coverage and you throw it when the guy chasing him has his back turned towards you, basically, where he can't see the ball. Can't see you throwing the ball. That's the only way you get it. Dang, 2 hours. What time is it? Fuck. Way past the time that I want to wind down. What do we got? What do we got? Fifth read. Fifth read, lost so 4 or 5, but fifth read nonetheless. Fourth or fifth read. Based off this, we feel what? It's a cover 2. Okay, it's not a cover 2. It is a cover 2. I went from we think it's a cover 2. Okay, it's not a cover 2. Okay, it is a cover 2. But still, guys, players are not doing that. They're not saying, oh, we think it's. They're not even saying, oh, we think it's a cover 2 or cover 2 invert. They're not even saying that. They're just a pick a play, run that bitch. Just look for the open guy. That's it. That's it. Don't need to know what the hell the defense is in. 3 deep blitz concept or 3 deep zone? 3 deep. Why the hell do they not? Like, I have so much time to register anything. A spin, a juke, nothing happens. Damn, give me something else. I don't know. I'll have to cut this inside. Like, as soon as I get it, I'm going to have to make some moves. Oh, they're not gonna like this. If it's cover 2 man, they're not gonna like it. Oh, you fuck. That's how I hate that shit. Come on, man. Look at this. Bull crap. What I hate about fucking zones. You don't know when it's gonna happen. See? And why do they not come back down to the ball? That's what I'm talking about. Why is it sometimes they do, sometimes they don't? Still like this. I just like to make a move on it. Got options. I don't like that. It was man coverage. I like that against zone. Wow, I didn't know what runner was. The fuck? Oh, what the hell, man? Buechele, what's going on here? Come on. What? I wanted that ball thrown quicker. I'm getting off in 5 minutes. Go. What do we got? That's what players do. Boop, boop. Easy, guys. That's what they do. I'm supposed to respect that. That's what they do too, but yeah, I'm supposed to respect that.
Come on, set. Viking 18.
A lot of options, but you know, they gotta read it.
Ready, set. Go.
I don't even remember that. Hey, that's a flag. What the hell? Oh, you motherfucker. Well, I'm not even throwing it to him. I'm throwing the circle, but because I get hit on the throw, you just see circles wide open. And I know I can't make that throw, but I'm expecting it at least to get thrown. See, right here. I'm expecting this ball when I'm throwing it to him, and I'm expecting this like out of bounds or whatever. Because I get hit on the throw, this ball gets thrown to the nearest defender. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Ooh. I really don't like it. I don't like circle. Oh, maybe now I do. Nope. Wrong button. Press triangle instead of circle there. I mean, square. Which one's left open? That's it. I mean, that's easy. And once again, looks like cover 2 invert, so I'll be taking X or square. Yeah, I'm going. There's 3 people left in the live stream. I said it was going out 5 minutes. 2 minutes already. Oh. Late. Oh no, it's cover 0. Shit, man, coverage. Shit. Run it.
Let's go.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. We'll end it with that right there. We'll end it with that. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.
Here we go.
Good night. See y'all tomorrow.